Hey, what's going on? It's Stokely from Sauce on Delay. I was just watching this guy, one of my favorite YouTubers that I watch. Let me see what his name is. What is his name? His name is Motivational Doc. Motivational Doc. So he's pretty good. You got Dr. Berg, he's pretty good. You got Dr. Rohit, Prohit. I forgot what his other name is. He has some good interviews, got some great stuff on there. There's so many informative guys on the internet that have great content and great guests and stuff like that. Anyhow, where I live, I've mentioned before, there's a lot of homeless shelters. There's a lot of humanity. There's a lot of migrant shelters where I live. And there's gentlemen that, they're getting public assistance. They're getting a place to live. They're also getting stipends. They get a card that they can buy food with. Their residents, their housing is provided in the shelter, and the shelter gives them food also. So even if they didn't want to buy food, they can get food from the food that's given out at the shelter. But some of them a few of them end up begging at the stoplights with the goal of supplementing the income that the government is already giving them. Because what they sometimes do is they take their public assistance card, take their beneficial card, or in the case of a woman, it will be a WIC card, or she might get a WIC and a beneficial card. I don't know if they're in the same thing. They take that and they sell whatever they can get with it to basically liquidate the food, basically turn the food into cash, turn the benefits, turn the card that they've been given to buy food with into cash. So they sell off the food that they're supposed to get with the card, or they find some other way to transfer the money somehow, I don't know, so that they can support their habits, whether it be drugs or alcohol. Like I said, it's only a few of them, it's not all of them, right? Support their drug or alcohol habit. So as a result, they end up not having cash, as a result of that. The money runs out, I should say. They get the cash. It's not a one-to-one value, because when you do, if you study, if you read about money laundering, like for instance, when, like a drug dealer, like when Scarface went to the bank and told the guy, how much are you going to give me for each one of my dollars? And he said something like 75 cents. I don't remember exactly what he said. So it cost him 25% to turn the dirty money into clean money. So that's what they do. They launder the money that the government gives them, turn it into cash, but they don't get one-to-one, because whoever's buying it from them doesn't pay them one-to-one. So what ends up happening, they run out of money. They use the money to supply their addiction, and that money runs out. Then they need to go on the street and beg for more money. So there's a liquor store nearby. There's a corner store, and the corner store sell alcoholic drinks, also wine and beer and Four Loko, and there's another one, all these other ones, Colt 45, all kind of beers and stuff like that. So they probably first go to the liquor store, And then when the money can't cover liquor store costs, then they'll go and buy the beers and stuff like that. So I was looking at some of these guys. Most of them physically, are in good condition. But one thing I noticed about them, they have great hair. There was a guy in a wheelchair begging at the corner. He's in the shelter also. He has, he gets a card, he gets his cash, all these things. He's in a wheelchair, but he goes to beg at the corner. Now, he's most likely also abusing alcohol or some other substance. Because there's drug dealers already circulating that area anyway. So there's a multitude of things going on as a result of the homeless shelter being there. So but I'm like, this guy has a full head of hair. And, I guess I'm kind of jealous because I'm like, I'm struggling to keep my hair. He's had a full head of hair and he's damaging his liver and his kidneys. So now I'm just driving and I'm musing and I'm thinking and I'm listening to the motivational doc, and he's talking about castor oil, which I'm not really a big super fan of. It's good, but it's not like the greatest. I like sunflower oil, but I'm sure castor oil has its own benefits. So I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. You know what? Dr. Motivational Doc is totally bald. He hasn't been able to restore his hair, because after a while, your hair cells, they stop, they just basically shrivel up, you know what I mean? So the best thing to do is to save your hair when you have it. Anyhow, I'm like, these guys are abusing their livers and kidneys and they got full heads of hair. So what's the conclusion of that? Not everybody's body is built the same. Overall, yes, doing certain things will help us all, but some people's bodies are more resilient. Some people's bodies can handle certain things that we can't even fathom to be able to handle. Some of these guys, like I'm saying, that are addicted to alcohol, they're drinking from 9 o'clock in the morning all the way to the night, and it's not it abuses their body, and somehow, and maybe it's affecting their brain. Alcohol damages your brain, your kidneys, your liver, so many things. But these guys got a full head of hair. So I'm like, we're not all built the same. So it makes sense that when we go to the doctor, we need an analysis that is specific to our specific physiology. We need a more tailored approach to our individual bodies, because we all have different needs. For example, one example might even be birth control. Birth control works up until a certain weight. A birth control dosage doesn't work for women of all weights. Past a certain weight, it doesn't work. So many other things, that's why people nowadays are microdosing and trying to fine-tune and find the dosage that's appropriate for their condition and appropriate for their level of need of psychotropics or whatever they're taking. So that's all I'm saying. Nowadays you can go to these clinics, some of these private clinics, and get a physical panel done that will give you a full body, well, as much as possible, body analysis that will show you what your specific, needs are, or what your specific deficiencies are, so that you can tailor your health care to your specific condition. Those guys that I'm talking about, they got strong livers, they got strong kidneys, but maybe me not so much, you know what I mean? Maybe not so much, or maybe their alcoholism started later on in life when they're here already fully strongly set in, but I know people who in their late 30s picked up alcoholism and it resulted in hair loss, so some people, even kidney disease is something, or kidney failure is something that's more prevalent in the African American community. These gentlemen that I saw, one was African American and one was kind of Hispanic. Hey, it deserves some research, because I'm just looking at two guys, and that's not a large enough sample group to get real data. But hey, that's all I'm sharing. I'm just musing. Thanks for listening.